I am overjoyed to be talking about the PlayStation 2 Ultimate Buying Guide in this video. We've got PlayStation 2 console, working console, we've got some memory cards to talk about. We have an ultimate list of games to even talk about in this video, so let's delve right in. My story with the PlayStation 2, man, starts from the beginning of the 2000s when I was a child, over 20 years ago, probably 25 years ago. Mate, the PlayStation 2 was my childhood. I used to go home from school every single day and play the PlayStation 2. It's bar none my favorite console of all time. So it's my deep passion to talk about this console with you guys. With over 100 million PlayStations sold across the globe, it is by far the most popular and most in-demand PlayStation of all time, bar none. So many good games, like they made games about everything with the PlayStation 2. Anything from 50 Cent, anything from movies, TV shows, mainstream stuff, niche stuff. Mate, they made everything on the PlayStation 2. So many games, it is incredible, the collection of games. So many niche, wonderful games for the PlayStation 2. So let's talk about the market in 2024. The highest price you can easily get a PlayStation 2 for now is about 150 bucks, depending on which one you get. If you just get a normal PlayStation 2, working, pre-owned, A-class, get yourself one for 150 at CX. If you want to go the Facebook Marketplace or eBay route, then you can even get it cheaper, like 110. These are all Australian dollars, even down to 100. With a couple of games as well, like the games usually cost up to 40, sometimes they're under 10. I got a couple of games like Kingdom Hearts, for example, that was $12, but you can get some really good nostalgic games. Even some of the SmackDown vs. Raw games, they were still $6. So some of these games are super affordable to this day, but it depends what it is. Some go up pretty high, like some are 40 bucks, and then you get up to some really niche items and they can go for like hundreds of dollars, depending on what it is. So it's definitely collector's items. Along with that, you're gonna need a couple of extra things. So of course, memory cards. Mate, you remember doing that? Oh dude. With these memory cards, they're actually super affordable. I probably spent less than $50 on these memory cards. They're only 8 megabytes. You can get 16 megabyte cards as well for the PlayStation 2, and there's third-party stuff as well. I did have to replace the controller as well because I've gone through 4 controllers with the PlayStation 2 during my time. There's definitely breakability with the PlayStation 2. I've had 3 PlayStation 2s in my time as well. Broken disc trays. One had the broken red light that reads the discs as well. So these are all known problems with the PlayStation 2 in the long term. So you can get pre-owned working PlayStation 2s as well, and there's people that can fix these up. So if you can get yourself a pre-owned broken PlayStation 2 and fix it up, you could actually get a really cheap one, but it might cost you to actually fix it. Other problems are the load times. You know, it is a lot slower, like going back from like the PlayStation 5 all the way to this generation. It's super slow in terms of its load times, but that's okay. Has its limitations, but that is totally fine because we're working with the nostalgia, working with an OG console from the 2000s. Man, what a time to be alive. Like, so much nostalgia during this time. Like, man, even Nickelodeon, even like Disney, all the stuff they were pumping out during that time, the 1990s, just an incredible time to be alive. If you guys are nostalgic as well, please let me know down below. I'm about 29 this year, so you know, there's a lot of people that were a bit older and experienced the PlayStation 2 era in a completely different sense than I did, and that is totally fair. Best things about PlayStation 2 as well, it's backwards compatible, so you can play all your PlayStation 1 games again. I grew up with the PlayStation 1 as well, so I have a lot of nostalgic titles with the PlayStation 1. For example, you know, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, like all those games were my childhood. So if you guys have any PlayStation 1 games as well you want to discuss, feel free to do so. But let's focus on the PlayStation 2. With Facebook Marketplace, you can get a really good price. You can try and barter it down. Probably don't go too low than 110, 105, probably a fair price for a good old working PlayStation 2. You can actually go to the person and see if it's fully working, but watch out for those issues like disc tray not working, the red reader inside of the PlayStation 2 not working, stuff like the internal fan being broken, exterior damage. Make sure that the listing has lots of photos, great description, good trusted seller, and those are your top 3 things for me. Making sure that you meet up in a public place or a safe space. Just be wary about these things. On eBay, there's another great place to get PlayStation 2s. Just making sure, once again, great description, great photos, and they package it well. Hopefully there's returns and hopefully coverage for the eBay sale for you to get your hands on as well. Probably go for more of that route. And also in person, if you just want a safer option, good quality option, then CEX is definitely there for you. With time and stuff like that, you know, you can get parts that are broken as well. Like the controller that I bought with the PlayStation 2 from its CEX was actually broken. I bought a brand new one for like $35. Totally fine. It's an older machine. I totally understand. Nothing against CEX whatsoever. There's probably ways you can actually clean up the console as well and just make sure that it's in good condition. This one's in fantastic condition and I'm super happy with it. I really do love this PlayStation 2 and it is just incredible. You know, we've got a couple of ports at the front and everything like that. This is the pure OG PlayStation 2. I love it. So I absolutely love this machine and I'm not selling it ever. I think I'm just gonna keep this thing forever. It's my deepest passion about gaming. PlayStation 2 right here. Let's talk about some games. Man, where do we start with the games? There's so many. There's so many that I don't even have, from Metal Gear Solid, Ratchet & Clank, all that sort of stuff as well. So make sure that you put down your favorite PlayStation 2 games down below as well. Let's start with one of my favorite series, which is the X-Men Legends series. I mainly played X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse. I picked up X-Men Legends 1 as well to finish the collection. Mainly focusing on X-Men Legends Rise of Apocalypse number 2. It is just this awesome like beat 'em up Marvel game where you can select your different Marvel characters, like Ultimate Alliance, very similar. And you level up your characters and they learn moves you can customize along the way, and it's really fun. You can switch between the characters during this beat 'em up sort of combat. So fun, so much fun. You got different boss stages and everything. Really awesome game to play, and it's similar with X-Men Legends as well, although you start Wolverine just by himself at first, but then you go into, you know, teams and all that. So that is an awesome game to get back into. And of course, Ultimate Alliance, one of my favorite games that I keep talking about on this channel and keep going back to, because it was one of the best Marvel games to ever exist on the PlayStation history. With the series of the Ultimate Alliance series, there are a couple, and this is the OG version, probably one of the best versions. The classic Marvel universe, so it goes outside the X-Men and it expands that to going into stuff like Captain America, Spider-Man, Thor, Ghost Rider, all those major characters. It's a must-have if you have a PlayStation 2. It's so much fun. A little bit more expensive. It's there about $20 to $25. You can pick one up. You gotta get it, man. It's genuinely really fun. Kingdom Hearts. Now, I'm not that experienced with Kingdom Hearts. Unfortunately, I kind of skipped over the whole thing, but I did pick it up for 12 bucks and I want to delve into the story. It's a massive story and you get to play with characters from the Disney universe, such as Mickey Mouse, for example. And yes, there is a lot of Kingdom Hearts out there, all the way to the PlayStation 4 as well. And it's just something that I want to delve back into history. I kind of skipped over it, but it's known for its storyline, known for awesome 3D open gameplay and everything, really fun combat as well. Very similar, where you can sort of select your own teams as well, I think. And I'm just mad excited to actually delve into this one. This one's a good one. Oh, how can I talk about the PlayStation 2 without talking about Tony Hawk Underground? One of the best skateboarding games of all time. I've also got Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, also a really great game. So I bought these two for about that $20, $25 range as well. I love the parks, I love the skating tricks. There's this one scene at the end of like Tony Hawk's Underground, I think it might be number 2 or this one, where you have to do a trick over an aeroplane, and that's how you finish the story. I did 100% finish this story. It's one of those only games out there where I actually did 100% complete it, and man, I had a ball during the whole thing. Really enjoyed it, man. That's why I love the PlayStation 2, is just games like this. How can I talk about the PlayStation 2 without talking about Simpsons Hit and Run? This game is just incredible throughout. Like, the storyline's fun, the characters are so much fun to play with. The open world gameplay around Springfield, so much fun. You could do so much with just driving around or just going around collecting items. You got these random flying bees everywhere you go as well. It's a funny story and absolutely hilarious. That's why I love it. It's PlayStation Classic, a bit more expensive. So I did say at the start of the video, there's gonna be certain games that are a bit more expensive. This is one of them. Buy it for like $75. There's probably easier places where you could probably get it for maybe a bit cheaper, but that was its going rate at the time. Really enjoyed this game when I was a child. Like, probably play this for hours and probably still do. I'm gonna put these two together because they're sort of like in that similar range for me. But Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex, absolutely amazing, and Spyro Enter the Dragon. If you guys haven't played Spyro Enter the Dragon, let me know, because I'm a huge fan of Spyro, man. The skateboarding part of it was so much fun, and I completed this game back in the day, and it was just a mad time collecting all the gems, collecting all the dragons and everything like that, and actually doing all the boss battles. This game was like so much fun. I did finish this one. This was really good one. I really enjoyed this one. Of course, Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex, like, you can't go wrong with classic Crash Bandicoot, mate. It is just one of the best adventures you could ever go on. It's just a classic Crash Bandicoot game, but they did it so well. Mad fun with brand new levels, original designs for everything. Unbelievable, Jeff. SSX Tricky, I've got a couple in this series. Really cool snowboarding game. There's mad tricks you do with this game. It does take a bit of patience and time and dedication to actually level up in this game. And you get to unlock characters. There's full story mode as well. Really fun niche game to get into. It's mad fun. Talking about niche games, I didn't talk about Crazy Taxi, one of my favorite games of all time. It's such a unique game where you're just driving around, picking people up and going from one place to the next. So simple, but it's absolutely crazy. Other driving games such as Burnout, you got Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2, mate, all those games, so sick. All right, let's talk about WWE games, man. So, wow, 2006, definitely one of the best ones. Best GM mode as well, because it's just simple. Like, they didn't overcomplicate it with this game. It's just mad. Like, it's your bare bone, great game, great wrestlers to play with, great story mode. Everything in this game is one of the best. These are all so cheap as well. 2007, it's on par with 2006 for me. I think just incredible GM mode as well. They did sort of modify it a little bit more and add a bit more to it. The story modes are pretty awesome. Very similar wrestlers, but they definitely added some new people in it, such as Mr. Kennedy, Matt Hardy, for example. You get Rey Mysterio, you get The Undertaker, you get Batista, all of the favorites there in SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Of course, 2008 as well. That's a really good one. A popular one on my channel, more popular than 2006 and 2007. For some weird reason, you guys absolutely love this game. I love it too. The introduction to ECW to the franchise as well. Really cool GM mode as well there, and really cool legends. And it's connectable to the PSP to unlock Jake the Snake Roberts. Cool fact there. How can I talk about wrestling games without talking about SmackDown? Here Comes the Pain. Mate, one of the best wrestling games of all time. People still talk about this game to this day. So much fun. Really awesome roster. You get Brock Lesnar, you get Goldberg, you get mad legends in this game as well. Probably some of the better characters than some of these SmackDown vs. Raw games in SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. There's no GM mode, but there's definitely a season mode to play. You'll have a hell of a time because some of the gameplay, like TLC matches and all that stuff, absolute insanity inside this game. The last game is one of the games I actually played the most, which was FIFA Street. Good old FIFA games was so much fun back in the day, and FIFA Street is up there with all those games. For me, just having the ability to play 3x3 sort of street football games, mad fun. There were mad street football games in this console. street rugby games, all that sort of stuff. There was even this breakdance game that I had. It was called B-Boy, and you could do breakdancing and stuff. So niche, so awesome. You gotta get it. Like, FIFA Street is one of the best FIFA EA games of all time. We talked a lot about the PlayStation 2 in this video. If you guys have any nostalgia, anything you want to discuss with me about buying a PlayStation 2 in 2024, any worries or anything, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you guys out. See you guys next time.